Sorry, I'm really baffled right now. Um,
Really?
yeah, my really close friend of mine just found out
Mm-hmm.
her boyfriend cheated on her.
Ooh.
Really? 4 years.
You mean they were dating for 4 years or she.
They've been together for
Okay.
4 years.
That's a hard one. She has confirmation?
Yeah, pictures,
There's nothing worse than that.
text
I can
messages.
only imagine.
Okay, I guess we can talk about that in this episode. Wow.
Welcome to the Mac Show, everybody. I'm Anita K.
I'm Melodic Mike.
And today I think we're going to talk about how to deal with a cheater.
Have you, any of you, dealt with someone, or if you've been in that situation yourself? Let's be honest. There's times where not necessarily physically cheated, but emotionally, you know,
That is an aspect of
that's
cheating
an
as
aspect
well.
of cheating too. If either side of the table, have you been on it? And if you have, please comment below. But let us touch upon this topic real quick. What does cheating define as? Right?
That's a great question.
You want to take this first? Because I have my own opinions on this. But
I wanted to ask you first.
oh, okay.
I wanted to ask you, I was really curious. With all due respect, have you ever been cheated on?
I personally have not known for a fact that I've been cheated on, but the inclination, and you know how we all have those gut feelings
Yes.
of just like, something's off. The communication's off. The physical touch is off. Things are just not the way they
They're not
used
the
to
same.
be, and distant. Spending more time away. I just felt like it was inevitable, right? I felt as though my ex girlfriend broke up with me and decided to go her own merry way, I guess. So
I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. It sounds like you're definitely okay about it, though.
it's been a long time. It's been over 10
Yeah.
years. So yeah.
But seriously, guys, cheating is not a laughing matter at all. It really is a sense of crisis, in my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a strong
Yeah.
word. Please tell.
I think it's one of the top crises a relationship can go through.
Okay.
I also, just like yourself, don't recall. I mean, I've not really caught any previous boyfriends of mine that cheated on me per se.
And why
but
would
I also,
they?
but I also don't have any proof. But that's not discounting their behaviors. I don't think it was one of the issues at hand that we really went through.
Right.
However, I do want to reference something because you brought it up. We were talking about what types of cheating do people really experience. Of course, there's the infidelity that we all know and that we all talk about and we all see publicized.
Right.
And we judge probably the most harshest, don't we, when we talk about infidelity? But I thought you had a really good point. The emotional aspects of cheating. What comes with that? Lying, breaking the trust, and lack of communication, I believe.
I think it's just a lot of times people
Right.
don't know what to say.
And those things I experienced. In fact, I had a very serious relationship where I really felt cheated on, not through infidelity, but through the lying and the breaking the trust and keeping a distance and showing me the hand that I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk with you. So I really couldn't really work with him.
Right.
And I actually felt the feelings, I'm sure I would have felt a little differently as if he conducted infidelity.
Right, right.
So a lot of the emotions that one experiences, a few of them can be very, very similar. But my advice to all is one of the first things that really we have to understand is once we know an affair is happening or it happened, what did the affair really mean? Not really getting too tangled up. Yeah, we allow ourselves to really just go down with all kinds of emotions, that an acknowledgement about what's happening. But thereafter, we're, really reflecting back, were there changes in the relationship that have not been dealt with? And by the way, there are a lot of myths, right, in society where that guy looks like a cheater. Wow, that girl looks like a cheater. I don't think age, gender, or any kind of demographic, ethnic background,
No.
someone that's been married multiple times, someone
Right.
that's had multiple relationships, really can say that's a trending factor of, quote, cheaters. So I hope people can really move away from that initial judgment because I think it's very hurtful.
Well, here's the other thing too. There's an old phrase that everybody used to say: "Once a cheater, always a cheater."
Yep.
And
That's
that
a
is
famous
definitely
one.
not true.
No, it's not
I've known
true.
friends who have cheated. I've known friends who have been cheated on, and either way, those people have moved on. There comes a time and place where you know what, you're in a spot in your life,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe you were vulnerable, and things happen, but you've grown from it and you moved on. You learn, you grow, you learn, adapt, and you just improve, right? Some people fail to do certain things. Some people just learn and just move forward. So remember, that's not a true statement. Once a cheater
No.
isn't always a cheater.
No,
So
and
don't write people off.
there really are no trends other than when the relationship is falling apart, quote unquote, and you're moving into the other directions which are not common,
Right.
and you're not addressing them. More importantly, you definitely become more susceptible to all kinds of things,
Right.
but definitely straying is one of them,
What-
and one of the more popular ones. But when you have, I'm sorry, go
Sorry
ahead.
to cut you off. I just want to say one question that you might want to think about when this comes up or when you're going to a rough patch. What happened? What happened between us? And that's an open question that you should ask one another and just honestly answer that. What happened? What can we do to work at this? Yeah.
I think when you have that confirmation, don't blame yourself on top of the pain you're already you're already feeling,
Right.
and you're suffering. It's almost like you're self-sacrificing yourself, and that's impossible at that moment. But it's something that we have to consciously really think about and almost put in action on. Instead, really understand your emotional
Ooh.
manner and state of mind.
Okay.
And really try to put the focus back on you. So I know we want to, we want to punch and scream and cry and be silent and be angry and maybe even tell the whole world, or even worse, do things that are really, really not healthy, but it won't solve the mystery.
Right.
It really won't solve the mystery. And it's not, and you won't get any honesty from it. It's definitely not mature, and it really won't bring anything back, and it won't change anything. It'll actually make things worse. So I think confirm that you may be experiencing a lot of stress
Right.
from the affair, but really shifting into a rebuilding mode can really almost set you free. If not anything, teach you a lot of, or just go seek out possible solutions that can really help you turn things around.
Okay.
And I think, after that, really reevaluate. Are you with the right person? Can you work through this? There are a lot of successful relationships where they have experienced
Right.
cheating or
That's true.
infidelity, and they've really had like-minded goals to really keep together
Right.
and work together, and I really applaud that. I really applaud that. So I think reevaluating, are you, the person that you're with, are they really the right one? And gosh, it's so hard to say, but can we really be dependent on any one person to make us happy?
Right.
And I think
No.
sometimes not
completely.
No, not completely.
Not completely, 'cause
Not
that's on you.
completely.
It falls back on
really
you.
is. It
Yeah.
really is. And sometimes the affair is really not about you. It might
Right.
be about them.
I think a lot of us have to be humble enough and break ourselves down to really not to take that emotion out and really see what the situation is and was. What got you to this point? Ask your mate that. What did I do? What are we lacking? What can we work? And to Anita's point, that there are people who have taken this, whatever has happened, emotionally cheated, physically cheated, infidelity, and they've worked on it to actually use that as a foundation of building a better relationship. So it's not necessarily just throw in the towel. And I remember when I was younger, I would tell people, "Oh, just throw in the towel. They cheated and blah blah blah," and just
Yes.
give horrible advice. But the thing is, it's like I think as you grow and you develop as a person and as a couple, you'll learn from the mistakes. And you continue growing. If you can, one, forgive yourself, and two, forgive the other person. Because if that doesn't happen, you're always going to hold a grudge, and that's not healthy for either of you.
Or if you decide to move on, for your future relationships as well.
Yeah,
They'll
absolutely.
be very vulnerable if you haven't really, handled the coping mechanisms that are required. And so instead of focusing on being that private investigator and solving that mystery, or why is me, or is he more attractive, or is she a better lover? Examples like that, you're really better off, and it's difficult to do. I know
Very.
that. But you're much better off really putting the focus on you and going deep within, emotionally, physically, communication-wise, and really seeking out the resources that you need so you'll be able to understand better and tackle this more successfully. We have a choice on how to tackle it.
Right.
So why not at least make an agenda to improve on that alone?
I want to also add, if you choose to go part ways and you're the one that got cheated on, just remember, at that moment, you have to make a choice. You can sit there and wallow, and or you can make a choice to really start developing yourself again. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be how you learn to adapt and adjust in your life and continue moving forward. That's the main thing.
And that's a conscious decision to make. I would
Yeah.
really prefer to make that decision, even in despair. Even in despair, how difficult it might be.
Right.
Sometimes it's the only way to get up, and move forward. So think about that.
We want to hear from you. What are you thinking? How does this make you feel? How does this topic make you feel? Please comment below. And I think it's over there. Subscribe. Make
Yes,
sure you
please.
pass this on. We definitely want to continue helping everybody that we can touch upon any major topic. The few topics that we're going to talk about coming up are going to be a doozy, so stay tuned for them.
Infinite thanks, everybody. We really appreciate you watching, and we'd love to hear from you. And we hope that there's a few techniques, one or two, that you could take away from this. That's why we're here.
Absolutely.
I'm Anita K.
I'm MelodicMic.
Thanks for watching The Mac Show.
We'll see you next time.
You know how many people have said,
Yep.
I can't break up with the person, it's the holidays.
Holiday season.
Honestly, I mean, you get the presents. Like, that's
That's a selfish.
Jan second for our videographer.
You have to give
Get
Yo,
the present.
that's an outtake.